The Ural Sidecar Guys said, "We're going to terrify you." I said, "No, you're not." They said, "Yes, we will." Well, let's go and see if they did or not. Should be good for a laugh. You might not hear me talking too much. So, there's no seat belts. So you feel slightly exposed. We were just talking about the joys of the two-wheel drive, which is a selectable for just getting you out of trouble. You don't normally run it in two-wheel drive because it hasn't got a diff. But that's interesting, so that's to get you out of some really bad problems. So it was built in Russia, it's now being built in Kazakhstan. So there you go. Hopefully they're going to get production into Europe soon. So far it's nice and smooth. So there's two sets of crews out. There's me in one and the chap in front. Considering the quality of the road, it's really comfortable. And I can already tell you, the seat's quite supportive. It's not designed to hold you in tight on cornering, but by golly, it's helping my back. Don't know if you noticed, but as he accelerated it moves one side to the other, and it does the opposite when he brakes. So as he accelerates it will go one way, as he brakes the other. So as he slows down, did you see it turns to the right? As he accelerates it slightly goes left. So as he's going on the left bend, he puts the power down to get round the corner, and as he's coming the other way, he'll back off to bring the bike around the way he wants to go. That's how you ride a sidecar, kids. So you could feel there, when you could feel how when you accelerate it goes that way, braking that way.
You accelerate.
Yeah.
You accelerate, I'll show you in a minute. Accelerate will drag you basically to the left. You decelerate to the right.
Yeah.
The reason for that, all the momentum comes from the bike. The sidecar just rolls.
Yeah.
So it reacts after the motorcycle, the physics. So when you accelerate, the bike is trying to overtake the sidecar. The sidecar's always trying to catch up. So that's why it drives around to the left.
Yeah.
Similarly, when you close the ball, the sidecar continues.
You've still got the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum takes you right. So every action on a motorcycle sidecar is a positive action. Okay? You're always doing something.
Yeah.
You're always doing it somewhere. You know why?
So you originally rode round the world, didn't you, on the scoot?
Yeah, with Jen, Matt, on Sandy, drove on the world with scooter and sidecar, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of sidecar. Here from these, you can see like you have to steer the handle.
Yeah.
No good link by itself. You don't steer, it goes to the hedge.
And at this point, I completely lost the connection between my mic and the camera itself. The reason for this is the standard lavalier mics need an adapter to fit into a GoPro, and for some reason that got dislodged. Now as we ride along here, you can see we're blatting along quite nicely. Now you'd expect from the old history of these types of machines that this would have been a really uncomfortable ride. It was really smooth. Now I've ridden this track quite a few times over the weekend, and there is a nasty bump on it, and just like the not Africa Twin, the Transalp and the Tenere and the Himalayan, it just goes over it. It's incredibly comfortable. I thought I might feel a bit vulnerable as it bounced through, but yeah, I felt really nice and secure. You see there's not a huge amount of leg room there, but there's enough for someone of my height to be really comfy on a long journey. And you could probably, even if you've got a small dog, it could go down there if it so wished, if it wasn't going to go and terrorise the rest of the population. The conditions of the ABR were really good. Yeah, it's quite dry, a bit dusty, but there's no problem with that. Much better that than mud. And as he backs off to come round the corner, the sidecar follows round, piece of cake. And these tracks being gravel, you'd expect it to be quite bumpy and uncomfortable. Nope, not a bit of it. Really good. Nice torquey motor, accelerated away. It reminds me, going back, I say this a lot, it does remind you of the Bullet with its quite, over old-fashioned air-cooled overhead valve architecture. It does sound traditional in its sound, and I reckon it would be a really torquey motor. It certainly felt it. They didn't have to rev the nuts off it. And now we go back off-road again. And what I suggest you do is keep a close eye on the outfit in front. You'll see the chair will get airborne going round right-handers on more than one occasion. You'll notice, or rather you probably won't notice, apart from the fact of where I've highlighted it in one place, that we get airborne. And it's just so controlled. It's just so unscary. They said, oh, you'll be scared, we'll frighten you. And I went, no, you won't. But genuinely I wasn't scared, because not because I'm brave, because there's anyone who knows me will tell you I am not brave, but you will find that it was just a very controlled lift, and you didn't bang back down, it just touched ground. It was a very smooth and seamless experience. Now, the other thing is, you think, oh, you see stories about people off-road and they're tilting over and falling over. It felt very stable. I didn't have any feeling of that. When we come to this tight turn and then up the hill, there's no hesitation. It just takes it like an off-roader with four wheels. And you've got the bump at the top that we've ridden over with the bikes. No problem whatsoever. Did I feel like I was pretending to be in a World War II film, being the sort of the Germans going about in their BMW Sidecar outfits? To be honest, yeah, there is a bit of that. You do feel a little bit that way inclined. I mean, these things have got spades attached to them and all sorts. And so you do get that sort of, I'm going to call it a heritage feel. But yeah, you do feel like when you're going on it, you're on manoeuvres. There you go. I've just put a note up saying at that point I was airborne. Now I'm watching this as I'm talking, and I didn't even notice it. Now here we come back down to the steep drop. If it's going to go wrong, you'd expect it to go wrong there as well. Oh, piece of cake. Absolute piece of cake. Now remember, we've got the Sidecar Guys here. We've been around the world on a scooter, sidecar combination, and for a while Nathan Millward, he of the Postie Bikes fame, coming back from Australia to the UK, and now running Dorothy Speed Shop. Big shout out to Nathan, who currently, as I talk about this, He's in Iceland, not buying frozen food. He's taken a group to Iceland for a few days. He was looking after their combination for a while, but now I was talking to the guys. They've got it back themselves, back up north. They're in the process of setting up a revision to their setup up in the northeast, and they're hoping to build a biking hub which will be open to everybody, not just sidecars, but all sorts of bikers. Wherever you ride, they'll be keen to have you along as customers, and they're hoping to get that set up in the next year or so. And really nice pair of chaps. There's a long conversation with them after the ride, and they're really great guys, and I really wish them a lot of success with that, because I think they deserve it. They're working really hard with Ural, and I think they've got themselves a nice little niche in the biking community now. But if they can set up a biking hub in that part of the world, I think that'll do wonders for all of us. So yeah, good luck, chaps, and it was a real pleasure to meet you. One of the few things that I did hear people criticising the Urals for was the showroom price, and I think that's really unfair. We were doing some sums away from the chaps, just to see how we thought they stacked up. Now, if you were to buy what's only in Sidecar and do all the work yourself and get it spec'd up and build a unit equivalent to something like this, it would be about the same cost. And these things are more or less built to order. By the nature of the product, it's virtually hand built like a Watsonian would be. Only with a Watsonian, you'd be putting a mass-produced bike on. So no, we felt they were actually really good value, certainly comparable to the competition, and something you overestimate at your peril, because they are quite a solid piece of kit. We were bashing around on these, and these have had a lot of use at various shows over the time that they've had them, and they don't treat them gently. They're also used for sidecar experience half days and days, where they actually teach you how to ride. I mean, as you can see, I'm just having a passenger trip, but they will do proper sessions and proper courses, if you like, on how to ride the outfit. And if you've got any common sense, which I know most of us haven't, but you take that up, because they are a bit of an acquired art, and my understanding from the current legends that be is that indeed the first few miles are pretty scary, and if you survive it without dying, then everything's really cool and everything's wonderful. But those courses can make that process a whole lot easier, and I certainly would recommend it. So I'd like to say a real big thanks to the Sidecar guys for the experience. It was wonderful. Yes, if I had room for one and I had the money, oh yeah, I'd be going for one of these. They're fantastic. Out of our group of four, Darren and Matt, that Centurion DS, and myself went in them. Steve, Exeter Rider, he didn't. Exeter Rider didn't go in it. But we loved it, and we just couldn't stop laughing. They were fantastic. And they do make a practical transport proposition. It's lovely being out in the open air and sitting there without having to do all the hard work of climbing in and out of bikes, and you've got your back supported. It's wonderful. So 10 out of 10. Brilliant bikes, brilliant experience. Just as you think the whole ride has come to an end and you are returning back to the stand, all of a sudden the sidecars pull off to one side away from the track, as if we're heading up initially to Ragley Hall itself, which is up on this track on the right, and then back on the grass. And then we were treated to another feature which I didn't realise was on these bikes, and it's a really surreal experience. We went backwards. Yes, they have a reverse gear. Fantastic thing to have, because these are quite heavy bikes. but you're just sitting there as if it's on a motorcycle, but you're not on a motorcycle. You're like you're in a car, but you're not in a car. Motorcycles don't go backwards, but this one does. It really is quite confusing, but an absolutely fantastic experience. Anyhow, enough for me talking inside. Let's have a quick look at what you look like from the outside. Just while I'm waiting for the guys to arrive, I don't know if you can see the stream of traffic down there, but there's loads and loads of people still arriving. Here they come now. Oh, here they are. Will they remember to wave? Enjoying it?
Loved it.
Hey!